Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? It is I, the Claude Bawles, with yet another show. It's been a great day today. Listening to the Father Charles channel, which is a great mixture of discussion and also fun. Everybody seemed to have a really good time on that show. And everybody is welcome at this show. We don't discriminate on the grounds of beliefs, and all we do is like to have a good discussion and laugh. Life is too short to be attacking each other and too serious and to be coming up with crazy ideas. Uh, since the last show, you remember I was on a few days ago, the open panel on the Proverbs Guy show, which turned out not to be the words open panel, everybody welcome, was explained to me. Apparently, it didn't mean everybody welcome. So, try and work that one out. It meant really some people welcome. And then, so that was fine. And I had to put my argument to be on. Well, I wasn't going to make two. I'm not going to beg to be on the show, but I knew whatever I say would not be good enough. So that's fine. I did pop back the other day to have a look, and they're doing a show called the Clown Challenge. And for that one, it says, all are welcome. No ban applies tonight. So I thought, oh, well, I might go. I try to make some comments, and I find that my comments are not appearing. So, of course, I wasn't welcome. So tonight, that's a bit of a challenge to those clowns. And then, just the 2 days ago, of course, I see the sexually transmitted demons, STDs, on the Berlin show, and Achilles talks about how he caught one, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's a very interesting concept, and a very unfortunate way to be catching these things. Of course, I don't know that they necessarily exist. And Father Charles is here. So, hello, Father Charles.
Hello, my good friend.
Yes, good. Yeah, I couldn't hear the last 2 hours of your show, and then of course I listened a bit later, and you're saying, "Oh, what time is Claude's show?" And you're going 8, and I'm going, "No, 7:30," but I cannot say. And then,
someone told me it was in 3 hours, Claude, and it was 5 o'clock here. So
it was very funny because I was going, read the chat. But it doesn't.
Well, if they're subscribed to you, they'll get the
get the bing bong. Yes, it's close enough. Anyway, look, and we have one protected in the audience, and one protected says, however, one protected is going to stay here and remain silent support. I'm not sure if one protected is one of our friends or not, but it doesn't matter.
He's okay. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and we don't mind. Who is there? And Missing Maud has come in, and she has said,
she's always a good guy. I mean, a good girl. Good girl.
Well, I hope so, because I fancy her. As you know, there's a bit of a thing between me and Big Bad Mama. As to who is going to, shall we say, make
Missing Maud, you're not a Hovindite anymore. I've adopted you. You're a Wally Knight.
Yeah. As long as it was once a night, that's all I'm interested in. Did I say? Oh, my God. I must. Yes.
Father Charles. Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, do you see that video I sent you of Steven's attack on you?
No, I haven't looked at it yet. I was when I got off line with you guys, off the show, I fell into this other show, so I've done nothing since the last show. You know what I've done? I've laid in bed and pigged out. That's what I did.
You should be worried about what I'm saying about you on the internet, Charles. You should be worried about that. You shouldn't be worried about your actual life.
What are they saying about me?
You should be spending 12 hours a day on the internet, and when you're working, you should be listening to your old stuff on the internet. That's what you should be doing, Charles.
You're right. You're right. I'm not devoted enough.
That's right. You're not devoted to the ministry. That's right.
The ministry or the mini series.
That's right. Thank you, Claude. You know, I'm glad you finally actually made a good point for once in your life, honestly.
Oh my God! In my useless life, I've just been.
That's right.
I've just been looking on a certain other channel. I won't mention the name, but ProverbsGuys, and the title is "Wicked Schemers Beware." Scheming.
Did you watch that?
Christians.
What did that? Oh, jeez. What time?
Isn't that the one about Father Chuck?
Yep.
Oh, is it really? Is he oh, this one is just only maybe 4 hours old.
Can you show it, Claude?
It's
Hi, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, it's half an hour long, you know.
Oh, no, this is a short, I
Yeah,
thought.
this is the short. I'm
I
gonna
haven't
share
seen that.
Claude. Is it okay if I share my screen?
About me.
Yes, you go for it.
Yeah. It has you in
I
it.
will. I'll share my screen. This is Steven's attack on you, and I just want to say, Chuck, you better sit down, okay? Because your career, it's going to be hanging on by a thread by the end of this. So
It's vicious.
here we go.
Here we go.
Terrible sin that rises up of jealousy and
Oh, whoops! Sorry about that.
I don't think God's people
You
really
here, Chuck?
understand how
I'm here.
abhors this terrible sin that rises up of jealousy and envy. And if that's in your heart, I guarantee you'll be a part of some kind of a plot. The devil will catch you up in some kind of a scheme to get against somebody with revenge. There will be revenge burning in your heart. There are a lot of Christians who have revenge in their heart. They can't forgive.
Is that his preaching voice? God help us.
Did you see that, Charles?
People.
Yeah, you're
I
apparently
meant-
a Chinese dragon.
That was
Yeah.
you.
Ah.
Yeah, you're apparently a Chinese dragon, according. I mean, I'm sure he thought that was a demon. It's actually, you know, I almost guarantee you a Chinese depiction of a dragon, given the stylization of it. But
Who
yeah,
was the
that's.
voice? Who was
That
I
was
have
it?
no idea. That was it. That was the horrible attack on
that
me.
was him.
Oh. Who
Are you
was
okay,
the,
Charles?
I'm crying. I'm breaking down.
was that his lady friend? Because if it is, I'm deserting the missing mod now. She has a couple of quite interesting features that she has a good mind, and I would like to be
A good personality, right?
Yeah.
Good personality.
So
Yeah.
Well, I've been wanting to do a good response on him, but it's not going to be pretty, guys. It's not.
Well, he's not actually going to do a response against you. It's just going to
Well,
be backbiting things like this.
It's not backbiting. It's just I've always made it a rule of mine. I never match wits with an unarmed man, and I'd be going against my standards. But
Well, you're
it might be
plotting, Charles. That's what he's saying. Is
Yeah.
that this whole time, like this whole thing that's been going on here in this community,
Uh-huh.
you were planning from the start to go against them and to alienate them and to get them. They aren't actually the ones that are responsible for their
Right.
emotions.
I got
Jack.
it.
It's
I got it. Now you tell me. Now I'm not even joking. This is my serious monologue tone. Tell me this man is not truly delusional. Seriously.
Oh yeah, he is.
He is delusional. We joke about it. We throw that word around, but you know what? He's delusional. So
Are you talking about Steven or?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Steven,
He's gonna delete the short. I guarantee it. It's gonna be gone.
don't worry, I got it.
What's the point if you can't even tell it's Charles hardly? I mean, it was like really lame.
It was. Logan. He showed me the thumbnail of it, and I was thinking like because it has that that thing of Charles is the thumbnail for the short. So I was like, oh wow, it's gonna be a thing about Charles, and he was there for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It was mostly good-looking women talking on cell phones, as far as I could tell.
Well, that's gonna get more views, Big Bad Mama. So you know.
Yeah.
Good point.
A priest with luscious women surrounded by him.
What a horrible image, right?
Yeah.
What a horrible image to be portrayed.
Well, you can't get better clickbait than that, huh? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You should rename it to a horrible priest surrounded by beautiful women. Probably get more views. No, Claude, I'm sure part of it is just a parody of what they did the other night, the whole clown challenge thing. But I'm sure you are at least partially serious. I'm sure if one of them came on the show, it's not like you're just going to boot them or anything like that.
He's a fool.
Give them a chance to speak.
Let's see.
But they're not going to come on.
I would like,
surprised.
yeah, they're welcome. When I say everybody's welcome, I mean it. And it's only if there's a shouting match or something, but
Right.
and I don't think there would be. And
That's usually my rule, But once I give someone 30 minutes and they're still going, they're going. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not going to put up with that.
I would like to capture that shot. Should I play it through my system here so it is on this permanent?
No, you download it. Download it.
Logan's already got it. Logan's
Okay,
there
Logan's got
you
it.
go.
Good. That's okay. I don't need to worry about it then. But it's always handy to have things because they do disappear. And then,
Well, let me ask, did anyone watch this one by him? Wicked Schemers Beware.
Yes. Yeah, we know who
Is
that's
that
aimed
about
at.
me too?
Oh, I'm sure you're buried 18 minutes and 43 seconds into the video, and when you do make an appearance, it's going to be for 10 seconds. So
He is careful, isn't he? Because he knows what's coming. I always told him when we were on talking terms. I said, Steven, you can do whatever you want. I said, but this video stuff, you don't want me to make a video about you. So anyway. That's probably why he buries them.
Yeah, I think it's probably aimed at all of us, to be honest. Anybody who is no longer welcome. But it's quite funny when they did the one called the Cloud Challenge. All are welcome. No ban applies tonight. And nobody went on. I actually clicked into it to have a look, and I made some comments, but I then discovered that my comments could not be read. So clearly I was still banned. So it didn't matter. I don't want to go on, but it's easier to have our own show or go on Father Charles' show.
You got to understand, Claude, okay? When I say no ban applies tonight, I mean that when we're all going to ambush you and dogpile you like 6 against 1 on the show, you are allowed to come on the show, but you're not allowed to be in the comments, because in the comments section, you can make like clarifying statements, and we're not able to interrupt you every 3 seconds in the comments section. So it's kind of different, right? That's right. You're not going to be able to speak in there because something Holy Spirit.
It was pretty funny that the only quote unquote atheist they got was a polytheist, and it was Bubblegum Gun.
Right.
And he was calling himself Darth Thoranus or whatever, but that's Bubblegum Gun. And he was the only one that came on, and of course his ideas are completely wacky. He believes in gnomes, and he believes that every breed of dog was specially created, and so yeah, they didn't get anybody there, and that was their reaction to not getting Mark Reed the day before, and having Mark Reed come on Father Charles' show and having such a great discussion over there. So,
well, I mean, who is going to take you seriously on a platform where you inherently portray the other side as being ridiculous and being absurd? Like, you're talking about how you want to have serious conversations, and I'm going to quote you verbatim words I've heard come out of Stephen Andrew Bullen's mouth, all right?
I want you, Aiden, if you come on my show, all right, I want you to attack my ideas. All right, I don't want you to attack me as a person. I want you to attack my ideas. So, like, attacking your ideas, like claiming that you're a clown for believing in those ideas, and that you're absurd, and that you're laughable for doing those sorts of things, like language like that, right?
And he's done this from the beginning. He's such a two-faced person in terms of his rhetoric. Because whenever he's called out on that, he's a guy that wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to make fun of atheists. He wants to belittle atheists. But then, on the other hand, he wants to go in private and say, I don't know why everyone's so upset at you guys just because you're atheists. Father Charles, you were in the room when he said those words. When he said, I'm really sorry that everyone's just demonizing you guys so much. I don't understand. And I responded to him. I said, Stephen, it's because of the stuff that you're putting on your channel. What are you talking about? Like, you're saying that we're at war and that we're enemies and that we're in a battle and that this is something that you need to win and that this is something that requires this sort of like spiritual warfare, which I'm sorry, but coming from somebody with as little actual biblical knowledge as far as like applying it to your everyday life consistently, Stephen, on an actual consistent basis, I take your biblical scholarship as seriously as somebody in the park saying, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, and the other person going, magic missile, magic missile, magic missile. That's what you're doing, spiritually speaking, when you say things like that. Because if anybody actually looks at the contents of the things that you say versus the things that you do, they'll immediately find out that you are inherently inconsistent with those things. So prove me wrong and come on here and let's hash it out, Stephen. You were saying before how you wanted to hash it out. So come on.
Yes, you know, if he was to come on, I could even maybe make a small donation to the Buy Dr. Hovid's Car Fund if that's still going.
Well, you're speaking the only language that he understands inherently. You got to speak money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I've totally with him just being this obstinate. Like, honestly, the thing that happened with the whole clown thing isn't even the thing that got me frustrated here. And I know it'll sound really minor, and they'll kind of, you know, oh, look at Aiden, he's all upset because of Father Chuck appearing in one shot. It's not the thing, it's not the appearance itself, it's what it represents. It represents you guys just burying your heads in the sand and being intentionally obstinate no matter how many times we approach you peaceably and civilly and try to have reasonable conversations with you. You refuse to do it. So why should we continue trying to be that peaceable with you in that sense when you are just going to do nothing but be obstinate in return? It's just wasting our time. So come on here and let's hash things out like men. Let's stop taking pot shots at each other across the trenches. Let's meet in the middle. You want to battle? I've got my musket. Come on, Stephen. You want to fight for the Confederacy? I'm on the Union side. Let's see who wins.
I think Father Charles' best reaction is just to keep doing the good streams that he's doing, and having Christian on and having open dialogues like we had with Mark, and I think that speaks for itself. And there's not really a reaction that needs to be made. It's all the anger kind of seems to be on their side almost. And
no, I agree. I guess one's a product of the other. I'm just more frustrated, and I know that like I said is a product of anger. But I just when you have so much patience as to try repeatedly over and over and over again to genuinely try and resolve something with somebody, and they do nothing but continue to be willfully obstinate for no good reason whatsoever, I don't think you can help at a point but be frustrated.
Well, to be honest with you, I've been waiting for a debate challenge, but then I thought, no, he'd never do that.
Oh no. Yeah, he'll debate you the day he'll debate Christian Pike, which Steve, it's funny, Christian pointed this out to me very early on in his relationship with Stephen, because Christian came onto the scene a little bit later in respect to us. Not saying that he's like a newbie or anything, but he's a little bit newer to us.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Early in his talkings with Stephen, Stephen told him that, I'm never going to have a debate with you on predestination because I know that you're just going to wipe the floor with me. And it's like, if you know that he's going to wipe the floor with you in that debate, then why do you think that your side is more legitimate? Like, the reason why is because he's not worried about the ideas in a debate. He's worried about who looks better, who has the more flashy ideas, and who can present the nicest looking points. And that's just not the purpose of a debate. That entirely misses out on what a debate is actually meant to be, which is a contest of ideas. So he's not going to debate you, Chuck. I have no doubt in my mind that he's.
Well, I was hoping he would, but you're right, it ain't happening.
He was lined up to debate me at some vague point in the past. That was like a few months back at this point, but he said he was going to debate me, but then he pulled this. He said, I'm not going to debate you on Noah's Ark because you don't believe in the scriptures, so you're not going to believe what I say. No kidding, Stephen.
That's a good reason. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you disagree with me, therefore we shouldn't debate. You're right. Debates are typically between two people who agree with each other on things, Stephen. You got me.
Right. A debate is for the audience. I mean, not to try to change the other person's mind, really. It's to have the audience see whose viewpoint has more validity.
I would debate Stump, but I'm afraid he'd reveal my carnal mind inside of myself.
That's right, brother. That's right. I just gotta tell you right now.
My reputation would go right down the toilet, man. That'd be it.
You're going down in the sewer. That's right. That's right. Your ministry right now, Charles. And I just gotta tell you right now. All right, an actual Christian to a non-Christian. All right, I just gotta tell you. All right, your so-called ministry is doing nothing but fellowshipping with non-believers and hellbound sinners and people that ultimately do nothing but mock the Holy Spirit, which is actually me in this context. They're actually mocking me, and they hurt my feelings. All right, so they keep hearing my feelings, and you ain't doing nothing. You ain't saying, well, I'm going to irrationally stick up for somebody whose ideas ain't making no sense, and that makes me really upset. That makes me really upset,
brilliant.
Pretty good.
Oh my goodness. That musket of yours is certainly loaded, that's for sure, Aiden. You might have a musket, but I only have a Beretta. So
it's double packed. It's double packed. They got the 2 musket balls in there rather than the one, so it's good to go.
Yeah,
it's got 2 musket Claude Bawles inside of it right now. So.
You're all clogged up with balls. What's the matter with you?
Charles.
Your name is Cardinal, by the way.
That's right. That's right. Your name, Aiden. I just want to point out, is actually a Celtic name. All right, so it's a Celtic name for a little fire. But I just want to let you know that the Celtic people are actually a pagan, which means they were hellbound sinners. They were nothing but the carnal mind. Was nothing that all that ruled over them. They didn't even have one thought for Jesus in one single moment in their entire life. So your name is literally based off a society where they did nothing but lie and have a carnal mind. So I just want to let you know that even your name just goes to show how much of a liar you are.
And I know about that so-called priest that you all worship over there at the other camp.
That's right.
I happen to know his last name's Wiley, and that's an Irish name. And do you know what that means, translated into English? That means sly as a fox. Now, that should be telling you something right there, that anyone with the last name Wiley should be avoided. It's simply too cardinal to... I'd be ashamed to sign my last name if I had that boy's name. Yeah.
The Gangster Ghost is trying to ask Father Charles a question. Gangster, over to you.
Are you doing a response video to that one video?
To what, the short?
Not the short, the other one.
What's the other one? The one I mentioned in 18 minutes buried somewhere?
Yeah. The one.
Is it worth it, Aiden?
I haven't actually watched it. I was being entirely facetious when I said that. I just want to point that out. No, I haven't watched it. I think it was just a longer version of that sermon that he pulled from somebody else. Let me try to find the name of the person that did the sermon, because it's not Stephen saying the things in that video. It was David Wilkerson was apparently the person.
Well, he's dead, so...
That's the person he's got in the tags of the titles. So.
No, I'm serious. Actually, I have great respect for David Wilkerson. He was a true Christian. He lived the Christian life. So
Apparently
I will,
that was him
I'm
speaking.
not going to knock that guy. He recently, I think he died 2 years ago. Lived at a ripe old age, like 85, something like that. But he walked the walk and he talked the talk. He did. David Wilkerson did. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot easier to express an idea when you can just like grab a clip from somebody else and just have them express your ideology for you, right?
Right.
So I kind of feel like that's what that's serving as far as why he chose that particular sermon. I mean, it's hard to actually have charisma of your own. Far easier to just jack it from someone else.
Big Bad Mama just asked me if I was going to sing my new song, which was in response to the clown challenge. Okay, so I've recorded it. I will play the version now. It's going to take 3 minutes. So during that 3 minutes, it's difficult if anybody starts to talk. So,
Yes, everyone mute.
Okay, so I won't mute you, but you can do. Yeah, so I'm going to start playing it now, and it's going to take 3 minutes. It's called Bawles Sends Up the Clowns because of the clown challenge.
Stuck in a ditch, they're in despair. ProverbsGuys sinking to the ground with them gasping for air. They are the clowns. Isn't it rich? A desperate move. Please come on our show today, but other days you have to prove. Oh, they are such clowns. There are those clowns. Just when they stopped opening doors, finally knowing the ones that they wanted was ours, making their statements again with their usual errors, unsure of their lines. There's nothing upstairs. Don't you love farce? You'll find it all there. Stumbling, dusting and all, so very queer. But they are such clowns. Send in the clowns. No, don't bother. They're already there.
A musical bridge for 1 or 2 seconds, and the final verse is coming up. I hope you are not too emotional, like I am. It's very tough.
I'm trying.
I know. Here it comes.
Berlin's Owen's bitch is not really all there. Achilles nagging away from the rear. They are the clowns, such god-awful clowns, with nothing between their
Look.
And well done. Well
I'm
done.
standing right now. I know you can't see it, but I'm standing right now.
It was a change from the usual jaunty number because I was so emotional when I saw the
The
clown
range
challenge.
on this man. The range. Oh my goodness gracious.
Claude, you do have a good voice.
No.
Yeah,
He
you
does
do.
the happy, he does the sad, he makes you laugh, he makes you cry.
Right, he's the sad clown, you know.
Claude, Claude, I bet you sound excellent singing Latin. I'm serious.
I just imagine him sitting on a rainy Paris night, sitting on the banks of the Seine and just eating a steadily sogifying baguette as this song goes on. Like it starts sagging more and more, and he's getting sad because of that, but he's carrying on anyways in spite of that. And I just want to say, Claude, I really commend. It takes gravitas to do what you just did, sir. Thank you.
Well, it just gives me another idea because, you know, I love, you know, on The Simpsons, Sideshow Bob is Kelsey Grammer, and he sing a song once or twice. It's very good.
It is, yes.
When Sideshow Bob sings from, what is it, when Gilbert and Sullivan, he's going to try and kill Bart. It's so good.
Right, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, I have to have a look back at that. Maybe give me some inspiration.
If you don't feature Claude Bawles' magnum opus on your channel, Big Bad, no pressure or anything, Big Bad Mama, but you're going to become a public pariah if that isn't the main video on your channel.
Well, Missing Mod has said that it's definitely, here she says, oh, it's definitely got everybody choked up. And of course, I want to be choked up by Missing Mod. But she has her eyes on other.
Yeah.
I'm all right again now. I got over it very quickly.
Some of those lines were a little colorful, but
from the rear. Well, you have to interpret it. There's a number of things you could interpret a number of different ways.
He's talking about battle tactics.
Yeah,
that's all he's talking about.
It was hard to get the words to fit in, you know.
It was very good, Claude.
Yeah.
That's good.
But oh well.
What was your favorite part about the song, Logan?
Calling Steven a clown.
Well, you know, if anybody complain about that because they don't have humor, who started it? The clown challenge, you know. So I rose to the occasion.
Charles.
I have to ask I hate even asking this question, but I need to know so I don't make a fool out of myself one day. Is this looping guy, how can I say this? Is his mental facilities all intact?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, he told a story about himself on one of the last Proverbs shows that was pretty harrowing. And as I recall, it was about a suicide attempt that he had.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
And so I'll try to find that, but yeah, he showed a big, you know, and he showed this so I can talk about it, but he showed a massive scar that he had on his arm where he had taken something, I don't know if they were pills or alcohol or both, and then he had fallen and gashed this huge cut in his arm. So that's what I know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to double check. I never want to say anything that might, you know, put him over the edge. So I'll just remain silent until I hear anything different. So.
I think we've been nice to him.
Yeah,
I have. Except that, you know, I did lose it at the end of the last show. I called him stupid.
Well, you were kind of protecting your channel at that point almost because he was going way overboard. And so you had no choice but to do what you did there. But he you know, I heard him afterwards, and he said he completely understood that decision.
Okay.
He said that? Wait, hold on. He said that?
Yeah, he said it was okay. Yeah, he said it was okay.
No. Hold on. I've got a screenshot of the comments section.
Okay,
And I'm
no,
sorry,
this is on the stream though.
Okay, well that's great and all, but I don't. This is nothing against you, obviously, Big Man. I'm not frustrated with you, but I had a conversation with him in the comments section, and I said that Father Chuck saved you from yourself last night, and he said in response to that, hold on, I'll literally pull it up right now. Give me 1 second, because I sent this to Father Charles. He said, "No, he didn't. Mr. Chuck is a coward. I will not mince words. A snake and a coward." So to me, and maybe this is just my uneducated carnal mind speaking, but that just sounds slightly different than his earlier statement of him just understanding what that is. I don't know.
Well,
that's just me.
I would, you know, he did make that comment, but the stream occurred after he made that comment. So, you know, maybe in the heat of the moment he was upset about it, but he seemed to accept it later on when he was talking on Proverbs Guy about it. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
That's a pretty vitriolic comment that he made. I agree.
Yeah.
Like if it was him just expressing minor frustration or something like that, sure, but that's a real swing in emotion to go from just total vitriol to just, oh yeah, I was fine with it.
Well, he probably got approval from Stephen. That's okay to say. Okay.
Father Charles talking about the elevator this morning has reminded me of another saying we could use to not be too, you know, out there. We could just say, in relation to anybody on that channel, I'm not sure how many people have the elevator going to the top floor, but that's just a way of, we can put it without being too mean, you know. Does the elevator go all the way up, or does it stop, you know, somewhere? A few fries short of an happy meal, as they say.
Right.
Never change, Claude. Please never change.
Are they? You doing you said you're doing a tape response to them?
If it's worth it, I need to look at it. You're talking about. I'm sorry. I know which video you're talking about, but what's the title again?
Challenge.
Oh no, not the clowns. The 30-minute video. He just did it. He did it while we were doing our show.
Well, the 30-minute one is the one I was mentioning to you earlier about that one gentleman that you mentioned that you had respect for. It was the longer version of that, essentially.
Can I just ask the guest, have you listened to the full video of the clown challenge? Because it's 2 and a bit hours.
Have you heard their cotton argument?
And their cotton argument is great. You could perhaps tell us some highlights of it, or somewhere we can look, or you can make some clip some of the more interesting parts out, because
I know one.
2.5 hours is so long. You know one, Aidan? Okay,
I do.
Let's see.
I do. I gotta go find it. Let me go find where it starts. But yeah, they had an argument. It started over cotton, like what kind of cotton is better than another kind of cotton, and then it just totally devolved into an argument about slavery and whether slavery was legitimate or whether Abraham Lincoln was a creep. Dustin starts yelling about how that's not true. Or hold on. Give me a second.
He thought it was George Washington, and it was actually Abraham Lincoln they were talking about.
You already jumped. You know what, Big Bad Mama? I do it with you all the time, but it's different when you jump the gun on me like that. I'm offended right now. All right? I'm upset. I'm joking.
I listened to a good portion of it.
I'll go find it.
Stephen calls me a troll.
Oh yeah, that's right, Logan.
And
well, didn't Stump say something like he already rebuked you or something? And
well, I rebuked him, so that should settle him right down. People normally listen to what I say, or I just threaten that I'll quit the show, and they automatically repent to me, and I stay on the show. I think it's called leverage. That's what I have on them. Leverage. Yeah.
Charles, didn't
Well,
you get rebuked 5 times in like 10 minutes?
Yes, I was rebuked, and so was we were equally rebuked. Me and Christian. He made sure
That's
to
right.
let us both know that we were equally rebuked 5 times each. And I know
Do you have
Christian
authority
cried
to
all night.
rebuke an elder?
I know that Christian cried all night about that, and so. Mm,
Who has
Well,
the
that it was Achilles and who did most of that.
Yeah, it was Achilles. He was rebuking right and left. Yeah, he thinks
Who has even less authority?
he thinks he's Jesus Christ, St. Paul, and St. Peter all wrapped up in one. So,
Yeah, they're talking
That'd make him
about
Achilles 3 then, wouldn't it?
well, he thinks he's the Holy Trinity too. So,
Ghost, you have something you were just
they're Achilles on there talking about that he went to school to speak Greek, I guess, and then he said 30 years later someone told him that he doesn't know how to speak Greek.
I told him.
Yeah, I guess he was talking
I
about
told him you don't know how to speak ancient Greek. I said it in front of thousands of people watching. I said it's pretty bad when an American who grew up in America.
I have found it.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I'm going. Keep going with what you were saying.
I just told him. I said, and you made the statement that to your students here that modern Greek and Koine Greek are exactly the same, except for a few words, and that it would be very easy to teach. That Father Charles was wrong. So I said, where am I wrong? I said, shall we debate? Why don't we each get a sheet of paper of ancient Greek and see whose translation's better? Well, we do not have to do this, Father Charles. Now, let us not be like children. We do not have to do this. Yeah, I bet you don't want to do it.
Yeah, he also said that there's jokes and there's jokers.
Now, I think, yeah, that is true. He did say that. Yeah, there are jokes and there are jokers, okay? I am the Greek joker, all right? I am mainly, I specialize in economic disasters rather than the typical one, you know, the recent 2000s European Union fiasco in Greece. That was me. I am the Greek joker. Unlike the other jokers, they try to blow things up. I just ruin economies. That is me.
And can I say that Send in the Clowns was one of the main songs in the movie The Joker?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Wow, it all comes back around.
Well, this is obviously I've been led to do this. Oh.
It's true. I think this is the right point in the show. I could be wrong. I just found this, and I think this is where they started off. So would I be able to share this?
Yes, absolutely. I now
Perfect.
know how to scare. When you put it on, I then click share screen on. It comes up on my thing. Yeah. Okay, so you do that
All
now.
right.
And
Yes.
You make the comments that when you brought up.
All right. Are we good?
You need turn it up a hair, buddy, please.
Oh, it's not on right now. It's not
Oh,
playing.
okay.
I think that was Logan. He's listening to another stream right now. But anyways, I'm gonna play.
I got back and I heard the South will rise again, I believe.
No, we didn't say that. We were just reminiscing about high cotton. Which actually, it's harvest season and the cotton is high right now. So,
Do you have a cotton field?
My boss has 1,300 acres of cotton.
What is the color of his workers? What is the skin color of his workers there?
American cotton is the best cotton in the world.
Proverbs. What is the skin color of his workers?
There's 3 of us, and all 3 of us are Caucasian American.
Let me fix that. Okay,
Dustin, I think you have like YouTube up in the background or something, because when you unmuted, we could hear our echo back.
I just muted him for now. He can unmute himself whenever he's free.
No, I muted it because I could hear an echo. I couldn't hear myself talk. You muted
I
it too?
did the power
Maybe you
first.
beat me,
I
yes.
did the power first.
You win this round.
Oh, okay.
Somebody made an interesting comment about Gutsick not affirming that she's an atheist, and this is a
That
good
was me,
observation. Yeah, she's never affirmed that she's an. Oh, somebody's. I'll be right back.
Is it because she's a Satanist?
Well, she's actually, yeah, she never affirmed, but now that she's on these shows, she's obviously aligning with, that crowd. So.
Yeah, and I think history shows. It's the company that you keep. The company that you keep tells a lot about you. And eventually, a lot of that stuff is going to rub off on you.
I was wrong. It wasn't Steven that said that. It was Lupin that said that it was the company that you keep says a lot about you. Well, like I said before, Lupin, I couldn't help but agree. Go ahead, Charles.
I just have to say it before he gets around. My poor bishop. Wait till he finds out I'm a Satanist.
Well, Father Charles, you should know that aligning with atheists makes you inherently a Satanist. So, I mean, one moment you're talking about a dishwasher altar, and the next moment you're a prophet of Baal. I mean, that's just how it works.
Oh, I got a phone call from my bishop. All he said was, he said, Father Charles, what's all this stuff about a dishwasher on the altar?
He did it. He did.
I said, these are people I'm working to convert, and I was using an analogy of a dishwasher. He said, whatever you need to use, Father. You have my,
That's great.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Well,
I have to admit, my face, I wasn't looking in the mirror, but when he said, what's this I hear about a dishwasher on the altar? And I could feel my face turn 6 shades of red. So anyway, it worked.
Charles, you have to tell that story again on your channel.
I will. That's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. I will. That's hysterical.
I said the first one, but I meant the second one is the answer, Claude.
Charles, did he actually call you and ask you that?
Yeah, I told you.
How did he hear about? Yeah, but how did he hear about it?
Oh, I got people from my parish that watch my YouTube channel.
Oh,
I've had many people asked if they could join my channel, and I keep putting them off. It's not that by no means am I ashamed of my group, because I have so many atheists in my group. It's all the drama it's all the drama with the other group. And I don't want a parishioner coming up to me and saying, why do you even involve yourself with these people that they're not even Orthodox, and they claim they're believers, and that's okay that they're non-Orthodox, but that they claim that they have a lot of wisdom, that they claim they're believers. And no one's ever made that comment. I'm just saying I see it coming. So I've thought many times of getting them involved. And one day I will. I've had people come to me and please do a service that we can put online. I said, and I get out of that, I say, I'm just the associate pastor. The pastor should be doing that now. But something's going to happen to that other group, and I'm just going to break loose. I can tell you that right now. I'm just going to break loose, meaning good, break loose.
Yeah, so. I figured.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say, I agree with Big Bad Mama's approach, honestly, what they had said earlier about you just trying to maintain an environment that is open and that is conducive to. And I'm not telling you how to run your channel. This is just
no.
But I think that you not trying to involve yourself with the drama as far as hosting it on your channel and stuff, I do think that is for the better as far as just trying to keep away. I more pulled this up because I found it amusing. That's really why I pulled this up. I'm not pulling it up to try and say, oh, these people are horrible, these people are scum or something like that. I just find it I think that's kind of the real difference, right? Is like you know, for all the language on the other side, we genuinely do just think that this is silly. Like we don't think that it's the product of some horrible, dark, malevolent force. We just think that it's a funny thing to goof on. So I think that's really the big difference between one side and the other on that. And I do think that yeah, your channel being more just a form of discussion rather than a host for drama is probably a good
right
thing. I agree with
and
you.
I think it's headed that way finally. I really do. And anyway, and I think we're going to get there quickly. I look forward to it. So and that don't mean you guys got to. My parish members will find it fascinating. Actually, it'll be a good example. Father Charles sits down with all these atheists, and look, they're laughing with Father Charles. I think they'll have an eye-opening experience as well. So anyway, I'm talking too much, but
Charles,
yes.
Would you let Dustin ever do a presentation on your show?
If I read the presentation first and he promised me that he wouldn't go ballistic or nothing, sure I would.
Okay.
All I'd need was his word that he wouldn't go. You know how he has these moments of, well, let's call it what it is, a fit of rage.
But I think a presentation, he wouldn't, even get into that.
And plus, I think Dustin, at least with me, has been good to his word. So if he promised me that he would not engage in one of these fits of rage, I will believe him. Yeah.
I gotta stick up for Dustin real quick here. Honestly, like I know that he gets frustrated and he gets angry sometimes, but Dustin is a man of integrity.
Right.
Like, Dustin is a man that anytime he has ever said a single thing regarding how he feels about me or how he feels about you, Father Charles, or Big Bad Mama, or Claude, or anybody in this community, he's not two-faced. He's and I'm not saying that anybody in this room is two-faced, but I would say just in terms of like how raw he is, in terms of how he expresses himself, I'd say that he's the least two-faced person that you could really run across in this community, just as far as what you see is what you get. And I know that can be grating sometimes. Like I know that there can be issues as far as when he gets really passionate, but I mean, I've said it before. I see a lot of myself in that, just as far as there's definitely been times in my life where I felt that real need to go unhinged, so to speak, and to really just spout off how you feel about things. And I just think that and this is coming from somebody who's like more than 10 years younger than him, so you can laugh at it if you want. I wouldn't blame him. But I just think that he needs to mature a little bit more in that aspect, as far as being able to harness that passion and being able to use it to a more effective end, as far as being able to get his ideas across without being made a pariah in the process.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's a good way to build a bridge by maybe letting him get, do a presentation and develop like familiarity with everybody.
Right.
And if Father Charles was up for it and they could agree to it, I think Dustin would enjoy it, and I would enjoy hearing it. It's a building bridge mechanism,
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Achilles showdown, the final debate to end all debates. I'm still waiting to hear when that's going to happen. Dustin did say he would let me know when he's off work.
And I just want to throw this in too. I think it's important. When you guys picture my parish, yes, we have people my age, obviously, baby boomers, okay? But our numbers are all out of whack. The majority of our congregation, I guess you would go from millennials down to, or up to, I forget where it starts. You guys might be able to help me there. What came before millennials? Oh no, not
Gen
before
X.
not before the millennials. After millennials.
Gen Y.
Y's, right? Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. The majority of our parishioners are baby boomers, millennials, and Gen Ys. Yeah. With I'm not gonna lie to you, they're baby boomers being the most. Believe this or not, Gen Ys being the second most populous, and millenniums come in third. So that's pretty fascinating. So
yeah, no,
and my point of making that point is I could call a special meeting and tell them what I've been doing, and some have seen me online. They know what I'm doing. How do you hide this stuff? And they've basically asked me, well, when are you going to get us involved? I just keep it cool. I'm going to get you involved. So I've even planned how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a special meeting, and now Big Bad Mama's given me the idea to, I'm going to have a guy give a presentation. He's one of the popular guys online, and we're just going to go from there. I'm going to leave them in a little mystery there, and we're just going to go from there and get your ideas of where we should go from there. So rather than hear me ramble, I know we want to play the video now. So
yes, on with the video. Sorry,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
No.
all you had to do was push a button or something.
I'm pushing the button right now. Sorry, I was away from my keyboard.
If you continually hang around those people,
I'm sorry.
It just happens.
Yeah, those people. Yep. Very vague. Those people.
So, hip hop. I don't know. What about Giza? Don't they have pretty good cotton? That's what the My Pillow guy says a lot of the time.
That is true.
Well, okay, touche. Yeah, Egyptian cotton has been known to be in the ancient world to be the best cotton around. But I don't know, Southern cotton is the origins of Levi jeans, and all kinds of other wonderful products. So I put it up against Giza any old time.
I think
you guys want to know something
well,
interesting?
if we're being honest about it, cotton's a good material, but it's inferior to hemp, right? A lot of the cotton was used to make sails back in the day. That was the main market for cotton.
Clothing also, since like early mankind, they've used cotton for clothing, but they have used hemp too.
I know that I'm going to probably be ostracized any moment now.
Probably.
But Abraham Lincoln said one of his greatest pleasures in life was to sit in his the front of his house and smoke some of that sweet hemp.
Yeah,
well, he was an atheist. So
yeah, it's true. It's true. He did like to partake in a little bit of that sweet hemp. That is in fact true. But I love the point that's made.
Hemp has no THC in it.
Well, obviously, I don't think that's. I think he was using it. What maybe Claude might say would be a pseudonym, or maybe something like that. It might be the spicy hemp.
Is that Claude or Achilles?
That is not Achilles. That is not me. All right. I am very distinct. Thank you. I am very distinct in my accent. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm not surprised.
No, he was not.
Yes,
no, he was not. You.
And sit in his the front of his house and smoke some of that sweet hemp.
Well, he was an atheist, so I'm not surprised.
No, he was not.
Yes,
no, he was not. You
was an
bite your lying tongue clean out of your mouth yesterday. That man wrote more
Abe
about
Lincoln.
God, wrote more about his.
Abe Lincoln literally lied about being a theist to get more votes.
Oh no,
We're
oh,
not
no.
talking
I do
about
not
Abe
believe
Lincoln.
this.
Well, I'm talking about Abe
and
Lincoln.
I don't
Okay.
necessarily even believe that either. But no, George
talking
Washington prayed to God for
No, we're talking
victory
about- we're
before
talking about Abe
every
Lincoln.
freaking. No, we weren't. We were talking about George Washington.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Wait, I thought
we were talking about Abraham Lincoln.
I heard
Were
Abraham
we?
Lincoln.
Hey, Dustin, take it easy.
I
take
heard
it easy,
George
Dustin.
Washington.
Take
No,
it
George
easy,
Washington was a
Dustin.
theist. Yeah.
Listen, Darth. Listen, Darth. Everything that Abraham Lincoln did was in support of Christendom
No.
and its attitude towards slavery. Okay.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna
went
have
down.
to.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to side with Darth on this one. The Lincoln family was not a theist family.
Well, you know what? How about this? I'll challenge both of y'all. Why don't you pull up your sources? You have the
All right.
internet. Pull up your sources. Let's see. Prove it, and then we can discuss it.
I don't have to. I don't have to pull. Hey, listen. I don't have to pull up any sources. Okay. Lincoln was credited historically by abolishing what is it? Come on, help me out, Stephen. Here, something
Emancipation Proclamation.
Slavery. He abolished slavery.
Something that is hated by Christianity. Okay, something that is hated by God, because God, in the Word, says, going back to a verse that we were reading yesterday, that God does not make exception between people, whether they're black, Asian.
I mean, like he does though. Like in the Old Testament, he absolutely makes exception between people. That's not to say that it doesn't change, but to say that at no point, maybe did he say in the Scripture or did he say in the Bible?
I missed it. The exact
I'll have to go back.
wording he
I want to go
used.
back. Yeah, I want to hold on, because if he said the Scripture, then there's an argument for that. But if he said the Bible,
Out, Stephen, here, something that is
slavery. He abolished slavery.
Something
Slavery.
that is hated by Christianity, okay? Something that is hated by God, because God in the Word says, going back to a verse that we were reading yesterday, that God does.
so he says in the Word, and I don't know. To me, that's the Bible. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but when I hear the Word, I hear the Bible as a whole. And that's not true. There's absolutely distinctions that are made in the Bible, in the Old Testament, about Hebrews and non-Hebrews, about what you can sell to Hebrews and what you can sell to foreigners, about what slaves you can sell to foreigners and what slaves you cannot sell because they are your brethren, and what sort of rules you are supposed to give to Hebrew slaves versus non-Hebrew slaves as far as how they're meant to be treated. So that's not true.
It's a tough subject. If you guys ever want to have a discussion with me, except for tonight, any other night, if you want to do it live, it's fine. I will just say this: the only thing that'll side with me during this discussion will be that man truly has free will. So. But if you guys think that'll be interesting, yeah, I'll put myself under
Free will's a great topic.
on top the flame, and yeah, hit me with your best shots. I'm serious. And like I say, it'll be beneficial to me because it'll just prove the orthodox stance on free will more than it ever has. Does God condone slavery? No. Did God have to see? I'm giving you little tidbits. I'll just leave it at that. Did God condone slavery? No. I know you're thinking Father Charles is out of his mind. No, I think I can prove that he did not condone slavery. But yeah, unfortunately, because of our free will, allowed it to happen. But that's as far as I'll go with that. But if you guys want to set a show up for that, that's fine.
Yeah, you said not tonight, so I'm not going to follow forward with I'll respect you on that. I was tempted to give you a rebuttal, but yeah, if you don't want to get into that tonight, then I respect that.
Thank you. And yeah, I wanted to go further too. It does sort of grab hold of you. So, but no, and I won't put it off. We'll do it as ASAP, guys.
No, I'll admit it. Yeah, slavery is it's a subject that I get very passionate about.
Sure. So do I. So do I, believe it or not. So do I. So, and Big Dad, Mom, I hope you're involved in that discussion as well. So,
yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd be into that.
Okay, great. We'll have to work on setting up a time. Anyway, I'm sorry. There I am, this old man rambling on again. Go ahead.
All right, I'll continue with the video.
Not make exception between people, whether they're black, Asian, or white. God does not make any exception.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Yes.
No!
That was stupid.
Well, I think he was making a good point. God doesn't make an exception.
My ass off.
I think, well, hip hop, please don't use that language. No, but he was on point. He was making good points. I would probably.
He was. I just need him to try to like compile it into maybe 1 minute answers, because hip hop has.
What is with their insistence on that? I don't get that at all. Like, and you know what? I'll totally say it right now. At the beginning, when they started doing this whole 1 minute answer thing, I thought that it was just towards the atheist side of things. But this and other examples I've seen have overwhelmingly shown that that's not the case. That's just the general rule they enforce over there. And what does that really serve? Like, if you have a point to make, you'll make it in the time that it takes to make it. And trying to artificially put constraints on that is not conducive to you trying to make a good point necessarily. I really disagree with that.
It's a form of control. So Stephen's using it as a way to control the room.
Don't you guys see? I know you do, BBM. I'm sure you do, Aiden. Doesn't anyone else in this room see that Stephen, Stephen says jump and they ask how high, Stephen? I swear that's the mood over there.
It's what he ultimately has always wanted, as far as having everybody's shows centrally linked to his channel and giving everybody a platform on there, but having strict enforcement on how they can have that platform enforced. On one hand, he says, I don't think that it's my channel. I like to think that it's all of our channel, but really I like to think it's God's channel. But at the same time, I'm the one that's in control and I can do whatever I want. So that's just a little asterisk at the end of that, that he only really brings down when he needs to.
They treat him like a movie, like movie stars to a movie mogul, kind of. Like they all feel like they're little celebrities now because they each have their own channel, and Stephen is the big movie producer.
Yeah, he's the big cheese.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Has a lot to say, but he makes an amazing point, and then he goes on a little bit longer, and it kind of takes away the emphasis of what he originally was stating.
You do tend to go on a tirade, hip hop.
there's a lot of people here that do that, but
it's a linguistic problem that I have.
Okay.
But it's not just that hip hop.
I'd just like to point out, by the way, just really quickly, I'd just like to point out that it's Lupin, of all people, that just lets that slip by when it's on the theist side of things. That he's like, well, you know, people just go on tirades, you know, like people just go on for long periods of time. That's just fine. Whereas on the other hand, he is one of those people that when it is somebody else, on the other hand, like that he disagrees with, he'll try to enforce that exact same rule. So I don't understand how this is anything but him just trying to go back on what he said earlier for the sake of cooling the room down. You don't have to contradict what you think in order to cool the room down. You just have to present how you feel in a way that they can understand. And if they don't, then that's not your problem. Yeah. So I really don't understand this mentality of, yeah, I'm going to go back on what I said, but I'm going to do it to cool the room down. It's like, you just don't have to do that. It's not necessary. But
stuff that you start off with is really profound. And I want people to be able to catch it and focus on that.
Amen.
Let's see here.
Lincoln and church for the organization church. I didn't say Lincoln was not. I said the Lincoln family.
How much American history
Lincoln wasn't
do you
atheist.
know?
Well, he lied about being a theist to get votes.
I mean, all I know for certain is that there was a fortune teller in the basement.
I mean, you're making a claim. Can you pull up a source? Just one?
Yeah, give me a second. There's like,
for the record, I didn't start this, guys. But I will say this, and I know it's.
I love that clip so much. I just love that little tidbit. I know I irrationally love it, but just the whole, hey, I didn't start this, guys. Just in the way that he said that, I love it so much. It's great. It's very prototypical Stephen. That's all I'll say.
Did you see the part where?
But it's for.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go
I was going to say, did you see the part where, Bubblegum worships chaos is his main god that he worships. And it devolved into this huge discussion upon who's the god of chaos. And Bubblegum was having a discussion with Achilles, and Achilles was going back to the Greek. And it lasted probably an hour, I think.
Do you know around where that would have been? Because
I don't know that it's terribly interesting because it lasts so long, but I think it was later when Achilles was on. Is Achilles on the channel there?
He's not on there right now. I think he gets on later on.
Yeah, I don't have a timestamp for it, and it just went on for so long.
I know. Yeah, because the stream is as long as, I'll be honest, I just kind of got lucky landing where I did on my search for this one, so I
saw that exact same part that you saw, Aiden.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to get out of this, honestly, so we could probably move on from this at this point, honestly, or we could keep watching it. It really depends on what you guys want to do.
I'd say move on, but
do we have any other
What does Claude say?
What does Mr. Claude say? It is the Claude Bawles show, after all.
Yes, I think move on, and probably to give us a time, about another 15 minutes, if that's okay.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Fine. That's it.
And then I've got to check and see how many hours, because I'm on the free plan as well. So.
Good.
I think I'm fine, so we can just keep going for another 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good. I noticed that Faithful ended up dropping off earlier. I hope that she has a good night. She's been, among everybody else in this community, has been very supportive with what's been going on lately, so I'd like to thank all of you guys for everything, because it's been very nice to know in the midst of all of this, there's been a lot of frustration and doubt and tumultuity going on with Scooby. So it's nice to know in the midst of all that all you guys care as much as you do. So when he depending on, he probably should be good tomorrow to come home from the hospital. But
Cool.
if one of you guys are doing a show tomorrow, I'll do the thing I usually do with my phone. I'll give you guys a look at it, and you guys
Good.
can,
That's good news.
yeah, check them out for yourselves. I'm really hoping that he'll be good enough by then. But I did I mention before that he actually ate today?
Oh, good.
Yeah, he ate today, so he's, besides the IV and all that stuff, he's actually getting back to his normal self. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like I said before, thank you guys.
You're welcome. I'm glad he's all right.
Yeah, seriously, they're thinking that it might have been pancreatitis is what it is. Sorry, I'm not too familiar, honestly, with that. I'm not too up to date on my medical term. I looked into it a little bit, and apparently it's a pretty good thing that we got him in when we did, if it is in fact pancreatitis, because that can be really dangerous for dogs, especially his age. So we're gonna have to adjust his diet a little bit if that's the case, and make sure that he gets a little bit less of the. Unfortunately for the little guy, he's gonna have to get a little bit fewer treats than he's been getting at the moment, just to make sure that he doesn't run into any issues in the future. But they don't think it was that necessarily. They think it was like we were saying before, something else that kind of set it off, so to speak.
Right.
I see the mod says that if she had slaves, that she would make them take the Amazon bullet glove challenge first.
What is
I'm
that?
not sure what that is. No, it
Oh,
sounds.
I know what it is. I think
Oh.
she's talking about bullet ants, which have one of the most painful stings in nature.
Oh, yeah.
And you put on a
right.
glove that's filled with bullet ants and let yourself get stung over and over. That's what I guess she's talking about.
Oh,
I
thank
think
goodness
so.
worried.
Yeah.
I was worried it involved a search, like at the immigration department with the glove. But never mind. That's good.
Well, I have nothing to compare it to. I hear it is sheer hell to get bit by these things, though.
So what you're telling me, missing Mama? Let's just be
Mama.
clear here, all right? The real person I'm talking to right now is missing Mama. What they're going through is essentially the equivalent of like sticking your hand in front of an MG42 and just allowing it to just kind of like unload a magazine right into your hand. That's
Right.
that's sheer
It's a
agony.
coming of age ritual for different tribes people. And
Right.
so they make it the most, they actually fit the bullet ants into this glove without harming them. But when they put the glove or whatever it is on the child, it's just able to sting over and over again. And it's not a stinger that, like a bee, that they lose and after they sting once. It stings them over and over again. And it's just supposed to be for coming of age, I think. And it's like a bar mitzvah, I guess.
I mentioned earlier in the Father Child show, the new Speaker of the House is interesting to me. That basically it's a young Earth creationist, and I hope that doesn't reflect on the standard of science and teaching that is going to happen as a result.
Now, I didn't know he was a younger. Did the rest of you know this? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has a horrible record in regards to the LGBT community.
Who's he? I guess what I'm getting at, if you know, obviously, if you don't, who are his main supporters?
Well, I know he has supported.
Creationists.
He supported the Ken Ham.
Oh yeah, I guess Ken Ham would be a big supporter.
Well, he's because of that, Ken Ham has got a lot of tax breaks and, believe it or not, incentives for that place. So yeah.
He wrote, Charles. He wrote articles for Answers in Genesis.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. So he's deep in Ken Ham's world.
Okay.
So when I said creationist, I wasn't really kidding.
Right. No, you weren't. Holy cow.
Maybe he can go to boot camp at DAL.
Boot camp.
Boot camp.
Mm.
Yeah. Can you just talk amongst yourself for a minute? I have to take a call.
Sure.
Fire Jones.
Yes.
You think you did your taping a response?
Do what about my response now, buddy? What?
Yeah, you think you're doing a video tape, like tape video?
If it's worth it, I'm gonna. Aiden says it's 18 minutes buried in the. You're gonna have to help me with the title again. What's it called?
I was joking. No. The 30-minute video that's on Steven's channel is a sermon done by the person that was doing the one in the short that we had. I was joking about you being buried 18 minutes in there. That was just a joke. You're not actually in that video.
I'm not
to my
in
knowledge.
it at all. Okay.
No, you're just in that short that he did, to my knowledge. I think that's the extent. And I really don't think that it's worth responding to, honestly.
Right. No, it's not. I've been hoping for something, really, strong and fruit and whatever, and nothing. You don't say nothing about me. So,
yeah, I wouldn't do it based on that because you're barely in it and you can't even tell it's you.
Right. And plus, talking about, would I look like a nitpicker or what? Yeah, sure.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Charles.
I agree with you, and I'm going to. I told you I got a whole plan laid out, and then it includes my parish. So,
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Logan.
Yeah.
What if Father Charles was your father and Aiden was your son?
Oh no.
And Claude was your brother.
Big Bat and Mr. Mod's wife?
Yeah.
Right.
How would that be?
Wait a minute. Who's my wife?
I think Missing Maud's your wife.
Okay. Well,
I just thought I'd throw Logan a question.
Logan, you got to answer that. It's
If
not
I
optional.
was 20 years younger, I'd take it into consideration. But anyway, go on.
How would that be, Logan?
Oh, great.
Yeah?
Good.
What do you think? How do you think that would work out? Like, what do you think the household antics would be?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on now, Gangster Ghost. There's gotta be a full sitcom rattling around in that ghost head of yours. I see.
Hey, here's one for you guys. Who do you think be the boss of that house? The Missing Mod or me?
You.
Oh snap.
I don't agree with that. I don't think.
I think Missing Mod would be the power behind the throne, so to speak.
Right. Sorry, Charles. She's a pretty strong-willed person.
Oh, I like
and
her
she tries to
comment.
act all the time. She's like, I like. It's like, hey everybody, it's Missing Mod here. I really like strong-willed men, right? Like I just really like men that just like they just do whatever they feel like. That's what I want in a man. But then like she's like the most strong-willed woman that you've met this side of the Mississippi.
Well, her voice on her videos always starts so soft and nice and stuff, and by the end of it, she's ranting about something.
Yeah, you're right. I need to get the Missing Mod rant.
No, wait. She made a very nice comment about me. She said, "No, you're my dad. That would be hard to tell the family." And then she goes laughing out loud, "I'm just a brat."
Good old Missing Mama.
Yeah.
Big Bad Mod.
Big Bad Missing.
Sorry, I just had to do something else for a minute. So you're behaving yourselves? Or has there been naughty?
Oh, yeah. We're having fun.
Big Bad Balls.
That's a good title for a video, actually.
Yeah, the name does lend itself to many things, but
Claude, I thought of a good idea for a video.
oh,
And
good, right, yeah.
I like it to be a surprise to people, though, so I'll run it past you.
Wait till we finish the stream in a
Yes.
few minutes. Yeah, it won't be long. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We were talking about, we were giving Logan a situation if Aiden was his son and Father Charles was his father. And
well, normally that's what Logan does to us, doesn't he? He
Right.
gives us that situation to, and we have to react. The little devil.
He answered it, though.
He did. He said, "Great." That was his insight.
Well, that's
and
very
honestly,
good.
it was very good. It was very poetic, Logan.
A man of few words, but what he does say is so deep and meaningful. Hey, Aiden, your turn. Gangster, you were going to say something? Yeah.
What do you do if you fall into another dimension and your brothers of Stephen Bowman?
If I fall into another dimension, yeah. Well, it certainly wouldn't add an extra dimension based on the look of him, but I can't really talk either. My stomach.
His name would be Claude Bawles. That would be his name.
Yeah.
And Steve would be
Claude Bawles.
Yeah, Stephen Bawles.
Bawlson.
There's another video title right there. If Claude and Stephen ever have an interaction again, Stephen
Balls in is better than balls out. That's what I say. It can get a bit embarrassing if you're walking around balls
It's
out.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It happens to the best of us, truly.
Uh-oh, Missing Mod says, oh dear. She got that. She's my she keeps me on the straight and narrow, unfortunately, in between flirting with Big Bad Mama, my nemesis.
Claude Andrews Bawlson.
Well, yeah. Yes. It reminds me of the German Bowles family. Klompen, my cousin, Klompen.
Klompen? Is that his first?
Klompen Balls?
Von Balzac, yes. Klompen von Balzac.
Clumping balls from Balzac?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Von Balzac. Oh, the
Now, there is something I wasn't expecting Charles to say today, honestly.
Well, Balzac was a famous writer.
Yeah, so Klompen von Balzac, I believe, is that side of the family could be related to him. So, Balzac, Balls up. There's many different names in my extended family.
I still like Big Bad Balls.
Yeah. Well, the Balls up family comes from the Balls and married into the Up UPP family. And that's yeah. Sorry, Ghost, you were going to say something.
What if we found another dimension where Stephen is Kent Hovind's
Stephen is Kent Hovind's
son.
I try and rescue him. Rescue him, even though,
And you're married to Miss Ahmad.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Was that Father Charles married?
No, that wasn't me.
I think Missing Maud's about to pull out the mace in real life. I think she's gonna go up.
And Aiden's your son.
Aiden's my no, Logan. Keep me out of this. I don't want to be. I don't want to have French.
What did he say?
Genes. You can't do that to me.
What did he say?
He said I'd be Claude's son. That's not allowed. I can't be associated with the French.
Well, I think that it's possible that Aiden is the secret love child of Missing Maud and the Big Bad Mama. Oh,
Claude,
oh my
I paid you several $1,000s before this stream not to divulge that information, dude. Like, can you just for once just hold an agreement that is made between the two of us? Like, we had it in writing and everything, dude.
Well, Missing Mod, can say in response to that comment, don't neglect the Bawles. And that applies to my surname. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's quite obvious why
it is getting
America had to go over to Europe and save the French from Germany.
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, look, folks, we might end the stream now, and we can come another day. I've been given inspiration. I have to look at the Sideshow Bob and some of his songs. I think could be interesting, and see if I can think of anything there. And have a good time, and continue to look at all the wonderful Big Bad Mama videos and the fantastic one up to over 5,000 views. Over 5,000.
Nice.
Which is
Thank you, Claude.
Just wonderful. And we must remember, always like each other's videos, like the comments. Let's get the really get going on this. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So I say the public goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Good night. Good night.